Alright, now that hygiene is tended to, and we're looking good and feeling good, well, at least feeling good, I think I look alright. Let's give you a little tour and show you what I'm looking at. Some folks pulled in just a minute ago down the road, just stopped on the road, so there might be a little bit of noise. But it's still pretty quiet. Let's have a peek. All right. So here I'm using my tripod that I had been threatening to obtain for some time. Maybe I'll just go ahead and give you a little impromptu tour while I'm at it. So I haven't really done that. It's my water tank. It's right here, as I said, to prevent water and whatnot from splashing out. This tank location is perfect. I want to do something different about trash. I like having a garbage bag right there, but yes, once again, that mirror is working very, very well. We're going to do something different about trash. So this is my little shelf here. Just built it out of particle board. This is pretty much a shakedown build to see how things are working for me and what I might like to change. And once I get everything to the, dialed in, then we'll go ahead and build it out of something a bit stronger. Down here, I accidentally forgot to turn this around. Let's just go ahead and turn that back around right now. Actually, if I can do this with this spigot, when the tailgate came down, hit this, and I got water spilling here that I didn't realize had happened. Got quite a bit of water. It's mostly dried now. We still have a little bit of a stain there. But yeah, that taught me to remember to turn this thing around. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Oh wait, I need to take the little rock that I put underneath it out so that it would tilt the direction I wanted it to tilt. I thought it was slowing down because it wasn't tilted properly, but then I realized you need to crack the top a little bit more. It was too tight. That's what I'm pretty sure. I haven't actually tested it yet, but let's just do that right quick. See how that runs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the situation. I just needed to crack the top to let air in. Okay, so yeah, something different with the garbage, I think. Right here so I've got this shelf here. This is a cooking, just for all kinds of different things. Right now I'm keeping my cooking supplies here. Got my backpack with, essentials, toilet paper, a shovel for digging, and various survival gear. When I'm traveling, I push this forward and put my 2-burner Coleman right here. And usually I'll take off the can and just flip this up, and that works out just fine, and then just bungee cord it. I really love bungee cords. They really just, they're fantastic. Got my fire extinguisher right there. In here is my propane tank, my 20-pound propane tank, which I have not used yet. But there she is, and it's great because I can fit up in the top here, there, and there. I can fit two little 1-gallon or 1-pounders, 1-pound tanks, which is very convenient, very handy. Here in the bottom, although it looks like it's peeled up a little bit, I drilled through the bottom and put a screen here so that if there's a propane leak of any sort, it can get out there. I still eventually plan to seal this box a little bit better. But right now I think it's certainly better than nothing. My coffee accoutrement. Close that up. Back there is my 220 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. Right there is my 3000 watt pure sine wave inverter, which just started making a strange beeping sound. Just started beeping. Not sure what that's about. Should have plenty of power, etc. So maybe a wire is touching that shouldn't be touching. But so far it's been working great until just a few minutes ago when it made a beep. And so I turned it off. We'll figure out what's going on with that soon enough. Oh, various things. I've got my Reflectix for the windows. This one I designed to be able to take out so that I can sit here, which there's just enough space to sit and sit up fully. I'm planning to put a skylight right in here and a vent right here above this area so that I can actually sit inside in inclement weather and cook. And I have done so already. I've just cracked the tailgate or lifted it a bit. It was raining pretty hard too, but with the tailgate mostly just a little bit open, it's still, actually you can open it pretty far and the rain doesn't really come in. And I've got this area up here, which I just built with a couple of turnbuckles. That's what those things are called, turnbuckles. I was trying to remember them in a previous life. And placed drilled through and attached them to the top. I'm really happy about having removed the headlining. It just opened up all this metal and whatnot and made it so much easier to hook things into, and gave me the attributes of a school bus being metal that I had been looking forward to. So yeah, that gave me a lot of storage. I've got 2 guitars up there, soon to be 3. Number of tools, winter clothes, things that I don't really need to get to. I don't know about these hangers. I'd love to be able to hang my clothes up. I've got some saws right there, a number of vintage saws that still work really, really well. And of course there's my bed made. A couple of 1 gallon jugs, one for, I'm planning to make some wine, and another one for, other fluids. So over here we have this shelf that I built while I was down in Panama City Beach, Florida, and that's worked out really, really well. So I've got some automotive fluids and whatnot in there, and I've got some more tools right there. This shelf is great. That really gave me a lot of additional space. So yeah, and then just some more storage under there. I've got storage space under the bed. The bed platform I built to be at the top 8 inches high, which just gives me enough room when I'm sitting in here to sit up right. All right, let's walk around a bit here. First of all, let's turn the camera over this way. I got my little handy dandy chair. Went out on a bit of a walk off in that direction, a little bit of a hike. And perhaps I'll do another one and take you all with me. Ooh, that sun is bright though, isn't it? Yes, son, it is. So this is my setup right here. Alright, up top, there's Lightning, my road bike that I converted into an electric bike. Gets about 15 miles at about 15 miles per hour. Got my socks airing out. And just open this up. Go ahead and continue with up top for a second while I'm thinking about it. These little lights, they work pretty good. They're solar powered. They have a low setting which stays on all the time. Got those at Walmart, 15 bucks I think. And then when there's motion, they turn on pretty bright. So here's my solar panel setup up here. 2 100-watt panels. And as I was talking about before, my seat right there is partially obscuring the panel. And I don't know how much of a difference that's making, but I'm getting some juice out of both of them. I know, because it's 100 watts, possible 200 watts total. I've gotten up to 120, 130 watts so far. Yeah, so my intent is to build a deck right here that comes to about right here and goes over there a little bit. That's about 2.5 feet and runs all the way back to the tailgate when lifted up fully. What am I going to do with my bike? That's a good question. I'm not quite sure. And yeah, we'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. You just get to it and then you figure the rest out along the way. All right, so in here, this will be my little workstation. This right now is a monitor. I've got it covered just, it actually is not functioning right now. I don't know why. Little ViewSonic, 25-inch or so monitor. was working just fine until, I don't know, about a week or so ago. Got some tools down there, my electrical bag, my toolbox, number of tools underneath there, circular saw, my sewing machine, air mattress, extension cords, various tools and whatnot. And of course, here's my sleeping platform. Oh, there goes somebody on probably an electric mountain bike. Oh yeah, cut a bunch of this foam away to make this whole bed area a little bit more comfortable, and it did quite a bit. That's a blanket inside of a pillowcase for my pillow. This is the view from back here. That little fan right there is a USB powered fan, works fantastically. And that is a little solar powered light. I should put that outside so it can be charging. This is just a view from here, and then I can lift the seat quite easily and have a little bit of storage underneath there. Yep, a little bit of room left, it looks like. And then if I push the seat forward, whoops, the important stuff. So I've got some bathroom tissue here, completely helping to protect my desktop computer, which I'm still waiting to peel back that's going to be a special moment. So I've got my full desktop computer, 650 watts, which my inverter should be able to handle once I figure out why it's beeping at me. Here's my MPPT solar charge controller. Runs down into the battery. This is a fuse box for 12-volt accessories. All I have attached right now is my refrigerator. And perhaps at another time I'll do a whole separate video on the whole wiring and everything. The wires for the solar panel just come right up here and go out through the roof right there. And it's just a little collet sort of thing that I purchased at Lowe's or Home Depot, one of those. And then I just bought a little tube of caulk and filled the interior with caulk and caulked it all around the edges, and I've been through some very, very heavy rain so far and no leaks. So that was simple. Alright, so that's pretty much the interior. My computer's there, right back there. Right here, I just place my keyboard and my mouse right here when I'm not using them. When they're functioning, and they will be again soon. And then back there is my DC to DC. I've got a 40 amp DC to DC charger for charging my house battery when I'm driving, and that has been fantastic. It'll charge the battery from empty in 2.5 to 3 hours, about 3, maybe 3.5 tops. So that has worked absolutely fantastically. And I just store my Reflectix up there once again. I'm going to cut that a little bit shorter, so certainly room for improvement. Up here I've got my hygiene tote. That's worked very, very well. Got to grab that and put that in the sun. And let's take a quick peek up front. That's pretty much the living quarters. Here, one thing about the Chevy Suburbans, this is a 2004, I suppose I should say that as part of the tour. This is a 2004 Chevrolet Suburban Z71 4-wheel drive. I was coming up here last night and hitting some pretty good sized rocks and didn't even think to go ahead and put it into 4-wheel drive high, I believe. I think you only use the 4-wheel drive low when you're going about 2 miles an hour. So yeah, I've got that right there, which is the Progressive insurance thing. I need to go put that in the mail today. This is a cardboard thing that I made to put on my lap so I can put my keyboard and mouse on it. It works really, really well, but I'm going to come up with a more permanent solution before too much longer. Yeah, and here we go. This thing has just been working amazingly well. This is my I put the towel on top of it just to help insulate it from the sun. This is my Joy Tutus, however you want to pronounce it. 26 quart DC refrigerator, and it has worked flawlessly. It's perfect, and it's the perfect size. Right now it says we're sitting at 14.6 volts, so it gives me it's a bit of a battery monitor. Got it set at 34 degrees Fahrenheit. Very easy to operate. Got it so that the vents, there's a vent down here on this side and there's a vent on the other side. I've got them, part of it is the seatbelt thing and that piece of wood. Keep it from shifting too much so that that vent is covered. And on the other side I've got a similar situation. I've got it pretty well prevented from being able to move that way. That is where my lemon tree goes when it's not outside. There's my little bottle jack. And what will be my fishing tackle box very, very soon. But yeah, so this is my little refrigerator here. 26 quarts. Got some tortilla in there. It'll fit 16 12-ounce cans of your choosing. Right now I've got a 6-pack of eggs. I had a dozen in here, but I've eaten through some of them. Got a full-size thing of mayonnaise. And yeah, it'll fit leftovers in there. I've got plenty of room, some hot dog buns. I've actually got 2 ice packs down in there, which don't really need to be in there. And I will get rid of them, but I figured, hey, they take up space, and a refrigerator that is full is more efficient, uses far less energy than a refrigerator that is empty. The fuller it is, the more energy, the less energy it uses because it has less space to cool once everything cools down. So yeah, got it packed in pretty tight. That's my little air compressor. It's basically to pump up the tires on the road. And I just put the Reflectix there to help keep the refrigerator cool when the sun is beating down on it, as it is at the moment. And then I just put this back over the top so that it both helps to insulate it from the intense heat of the sun when the sun's heat is intense, and also so that I can just kind of cover up the name and just kind of give an idea. I got it so that it still allows the vents to vent there, but just kind of not necessarily looking to advertise that I have a fantastic little refrigerator. Hey, it said hello when you touch like that. Oh, another thing I really like about this refrigerator is it has a very handy USB port right there. So when I'm driving, I can plug into that, charge my phone, charge my little USB fan, charge anything USB that's USB chargeable. So yeah, that's pretty much the tour. Here we are, our first night kind of out in the woods. 18 minutes, that's quite a video. I'm gonna have to edit this down, I think, a bit. Just on a road headed towards the San Francisco peaks. These are all over. All these pretty little flowers. Not quite sure what these are. Here. Sure it's not fireweed. Or it might be a species of fireweed, but this just doesn't get as large as the ones in Alaska do. But yeah, those little flowers, they're so pretty, they're just all over. There are signs up quite prolifically stating that not to drive on the prairie. Of course, they have this log preventing you from driving any further. Obviously, you could move it quite easily, but I'm not going to go against the intent of not destroying the prairie, if you will, the undergrowth, the prairie undergrowth. That's one of the things I really like about this area. Not only the elevation, I feel really good at 7,000 feet, which Flagstaff is right at about 7,000 feet, but you get this forest. This really nice forest, but it's devoid of significant undergrowth. You just have this prairie-like undergrowth, and then these pines. Here we got a jogger going by, or one jogger going by, and yeah. close-up of, oh, should I call it limona? I'm not sure if there are male and female lemon trees. If there are, this is limona, I hope, because that would mean it would flower and produce lemons for me. But sitting over here enjoying some fresh air and sunshine. Gave a little spritz with the water bottle earlier. Continuing to add to the collection of stones for my bonsai lemon tree. Yep. Looking quite happy since the haircut this spring. Haircut and root cut. Alright, so welcome to the foothills of the San Francisco Peaks, Flagstaff, Arizona. Looking forward to getting up there. There's a little bit of one right there. Alright. So, with all that out of the way, let's see, did I do the turn thing? Nope, I guess you can't turn it around right now. We're taking video. Alright. Peace.